Hello everyone, this is Raj. In association with AKST, today let us learn about triggers in Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory triggers are used to schedule a data pipeline so that it runs without any interventions. Azure Data Factory also provides the ability to choose and process data from the past. Based on Azure Data Factory trigger, the pipeline execution will be invoked to create a data-driven workflow. So, the triggers are mainly used to execute your pipeline. It determines when a pipeline execution needs to be started off. Pipeline and triggers have many-to-many relationship. So, multiple triggers can kick off a single pipeline or a single trigger can kick off multiple pipelines. So, in, in we have already created a sample Azure Data Factory. So, let us click here, open Azure Data Factory Studio in a new window. So it is being opened. So we have already created a pipeline. So when we open the option, here we can here we can see the option add trigger. So we can add trigger by clicking here. There are mainly three types of trigger: schedule trigger, tumbling window trigger, and event based trigger. First let us say about schedule trigger. So the schedule trigger is one of the popular trigger that can run a data pipeline according to a predetermined schedule. So click here on add trigger and click new or edit option. Now choose the trigger, new trigger, and you can add the trigger name. Let us add as schedule trigger. Schedule trigger and the type is schedule trigger. Here we can also add start date and end date. And here you can see the option recurrence. So we can select this. It can occur every 1 minute or every 1 hour or 1 day. We can select the recurrence filters here, and we can also select the end date by clicking here. You can select the end date. So you can set the start and end dates for the schedule trigger to be active so that it only runs a pipeline based on the given time period. You can also use the schedule trigger to run on future calendar days and times. So we have added a trigger and click on OK. So we have to make sure to publish, then only trigger will be added. Click on publish. Let us add again. Let us first run this. So we are running the pipeline first to activate the trigger. Click on publish. So it is publishing. So publishing is complete. Now we can check the triggers here. See, it is running for every 1 minute. Go to trigger runs. Let us select. You can also select the trigger name here. So the results will be shown here. Since I have set for 1 minute, the trigger will be scheduled for every 1 minute. So this is one of the triggers type. And next is tumbling window trigger. The tumbling window Azure Data Factory trigger execute data pipelines at a specific time slice or predetermined periodic time interval. It is significantly more advantageous than Smith schedule trigger when working with historic data to copy or migrate data. So, in the same way, click to add new edit trigger, choose trigger, new, select name as tumbling window, tumbling window, select type as tumbling window. We can also specify the end date. Okay. So we have to publish to make the changes occur. Tumbling window trigger is more advantageous than schedule trigger because so if you want to duplicate data from a database on a regular basis and you want to keep separate files or folders for every hour or every day, in that cases we need to use this tumbling window trigger. You can trigger using this, you can trigger for every 1 hour or 24 hours. The tumbling window triggers sends the start and end times for each time window to the database. returning all data between those periods. This is one of the major advantage of this tumbling window trigger. So the data for each hour or each day can be saved in its own file or folder. So this is for 1 hour for every 10 minutes. So in this page you can see the triggers. So this is all about schedule trigger and tumbling window trigger. Thank you.